Good afternoon, students. Today we are starting with our first chapter from our term 2 book, Social Study, Climate of India. Here in the first page, we can see some 4 pictures of different seasons. So you are asked to identify the correct seasons and fill the names, okay, in the given blanks. From our Social Study book, term 1, we have read about India's various landforms, right? Do you remember what are the various landforms of India? Mountains, plains, valleys, plateaus, all these are the various landforms. And all those places is very unique because all the places in parts of India have different climate condition because of the various landforms. So let's find out what type of climate and weather condition does those landforms of India have. Okay, so before we go to climate and weather, let's have a question whether climate and weather are same or not, or how is the climate of a place that is different from its weather. Okay, let's find out about climate and weather. When we say it is cold day or it is rainy day, we are talking about the weather. Weather refers to how hot, cold, rainy is in the place at a particular time of a particular place. Okay, so it defines the temperature also. But when we say it is very cold in the Himalayas, as an example, or the coastal plains are warm and humid, we are talking about the climate. Whereas climate refers to the weather condition of large area taken over a long period of time. Understand? For factors affecting climate, I will be telling you with the Boyne's voice, so you listen very carefully. The factors affecting climate or the climate of a place. Okay, so the climate of a place, it mainly depends on, first point, how far away it is from the equator. So when we refers about the equator, let's let's divide our map into two parts, that is the northern part and the southern part. Okay, the northern part of India is cooler than the southern part of India. Point 2, how high it is. The higher of a place, the climate, the colder it is. For example, the higher you go up in the Himalayas. For example, when you climb up the Himalayas and you try going up until you reach the top, the condition of a climate, it becomes cooler when you keep climbing. Okay. Point 3, how far it is from the sea, which means the wind from the sea affects the climate of the places. The coastal plains are neither too hot nor too cold because of the breeze from the sea. C. The plants and animals life found in the places, the food that people eat and what they wear depends on the climate of the places. See here, factors that leads to the effect of climate such as wind, rainfall and temperature affect the climate of the region, right? And you already know what is equator. The equator is an imaginary line that divides the earth into two equal halves, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, right? So the places that are near the equator have a very hot climate compared to the places that are very far from the equator. Okay, let's go with the seasons of India. India has three main seasons: summer, monsoon and winter. In other parts of the world, there are two more seasons: autumn or fall and spring. Some regions of India also experience the autumn and spring season. Alright. These seasons, the general weather condition of a place during these seasons determine the climate of the place. Okay, let's start with the first summer season. and we all know what is a summer season and how do we feel during summer, the type of food we eat, the type of clothes we wear, right? And how are the days during summer time. Okay, so in summer, um, summer is a hot season. Okay, it is hot and dry in almost all parts in India except the mountains. And during summers, the days are longer and the nights are shorter. And so it is written here, the summer seasons in India falls between March and May. And during this summer season, hot dry winds called Lu that blooms in the northern plains. But during these seasons, the coastal areas are not so hot in summers, okay, because of the cool sea breeze. Do you remember where is our coastal areas located? The coastal areas are the areas that are near the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, okay. So during summers, during this season, these areas are not so hot compared to the northern plains because the areas are covered with water from both east and west side, okay. And so the weather of these coastal areas is very humid during summer. Let's read about monsoon season. This monsoon season is also called as rainy season, okay. This season starts from June onwards. Winds blow from Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal to the land. During these seasons, the winds start blowing from the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal to the land areas. Okay, and those winds are called the monsoon winds. And these winds bring rain to India. So this season is called as the monsoon season. During this season, some parts of India receive very heavy rainfall that causes floods, whereas some parts of India receives very less rainfall that sometimes leads to droughts. And this is the season where farmers in India depends on rain for their agriculture. And in some parts of India, because of the winds that blows from the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, it brings or it occurs cyclones during these seasons which cause widespread and lot of damage and leads to the effect on economic. Okay, here it is said that during this season a Mosenram village in Khasi Hills in Meghalaya received the highest amount of rainfall in India, and so it is known as the wettest planet on wettest place on earth. And parts of the northern plains and the southern plains received very heavy rainfall, whereas some parts of India like Rajasthan and Gujarat received very little rainfall. Okay, now let's go with the winter season. Winter season in India falls between November and February. Okay, this winter season that it starts in India from October onwards and it continues till the month of February. During this season, January month is known as the coolest month. Okay, and during this season, the days are short and the nights are long, and most of the hilly areas are covered with snow. For example, during this season, during this winter season, we can experience the fall of snow in our area also, right? And during this season, there is a very cold wind which blow, making the region extremely cold. Whereas in the desert area, the weather condition of a day remains pleasant during the daytime and becomes cold at night. But in the Coromandel Coast in Tamil Nadu in India, receives very rainfall during this season. Okay, so what are the three main seasons of India? The three main seasons of India are summer, winter, and monsoon, right? Other than these three main seasons, there is another two type of seasons that we experience in some months, that is spring and autumn. So this spring season, it arrives before the onset of summer. That is, this spring season is experienced before the coming of summer seasons. Okay, so during these seasons, this spring season is a time where all the plants, where all the leaf of a plants that grow into a new ones. Okay, which means this season it arrives between the summer and winter, and we experience the seasons of autumn after the monsoon season. And this autumn season is a time of all falling down the leaves of all the plants. That is all about the lesson. Now let's recall our lesson. Okay, number one, climate refers to the weather of a large area over a long period of time. Okay, and climate depends on the distance of a place from the equator, the height of a places, and the distance from the sea and mountains. The three types of the three main seasons in India are summer season, winter season, and monsoon season. We can also experience the two type of seasons, that is spring and autumn, right? And the summer season starts in March or April and ends in May and June. The rainy season starts from June to September. That rainy season means the monsoon season. And the winter season, it starts from October to February till March. Okay, that is all about the lesson. I hope you have understood. And this image, the names of the seasons, you do it as your homework. Okay, all right, we will end up here.